a big shot, unless we talking about hip-hop. Bad at TikTok, but I'll make movies like Hitchcock's. Challenge Mitch, you'll barely make it like trick shots. Check your wristwatch, it's time for you all to quit, stop trying me.
Yo, what up, everybody? This is Mitch Darrell, and this is the Mitch Darrell Show. And today, we're going to talk about a cliche term that is used a lot in music. Specifically, I feel like it's used in CHH a lot, and that term is, or that phrase is, build your own table. What does that mean, Mitch? What does build your own table mean? I don't know how to build things. I don't have tools. I don't know how to build things. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not Jesus. No, I was playing. Build your own table. So what this typically is referring to is, I don't know if y'all remember in middle school or high school, there was the cool kids table. It's where the cool kids hung out, and you wanted to join those kids, right? So to do that, you would change the way you dressed, the way you acted, just to fit in with this different crowd of people who are accepted, right? And maybe you didn't necessarily do this. I didn't do this. But somebody gets what I'm saying. The idea there is, why try to conform and fit in to join somebody else when you can just build your own table? You can make your own cool kids table. You can do your own thing. And I feel like this is something that's very important, especially in our niche genre of CHH, because since it's so niche and small, it starts to feel like there's only a certain cool kids table or section. Now, the cool kids aren't bad. There's nothing wrong with being a cool kid. There's nothing wrong with being popular in CHH, with being maybe signed to Reach or part of a, the people that get a lot of buzz or press coverage. That's a good thing. You worked hard. You earned this. The problem is, other people may see that and think the only way to find success in this genre is to do that same thing, to fit in with those people, to join those people, to piggyback off those people. And that hurts the cool kids, because maybe people are trying to get in with them, not because they care about them or really want to build, but because they just want to be a part of the cool kids table. They want to be, if I'm next to you, more people will see me and I will get to where you are, kind of using you as a just stepping stone, kind of. That does a lot of things. That kind of makes people want to stay to themselves, not really give up-and-comers a chance, not really work with anybody outside of their bubble because they don't want to be used. That also makes for a lot of the same type of sound. It kills the diversity of the genre. It makes it so that there's only one group of people that can be, quote-unquote, successful. You have to do this to be successful. You have to go this route. So build your own table means do whatever you feel you need to do. Whatever it is that you want to be a part of, do that yourself. If there's a collective that you think is super cool and something you want to be a part of, instead of trying to get into that collective, work on making your own collective that does all the things that you admire about that certain collective. If you see, if you see these people over here are having fun, they're doing their own thing, they're kind of, they don't really care, they're not following these specific rules or whatever, you can do that in your own way. You can do that yourself. You don't have to try to fit in with the cool kids, right? So a good example of this is, I am a part of a group chat. It started on Telegram about maybe 2 years ago, almost a year and a half, 2 years ago, called TLS, the listening session. And it started, Q-Flow from NCO decided he wanted to make a group that was specifically for sharing music with each other. Other indie artists can connect. It was a great idea. I remember he told me about it. I was on board. I was one of the first people in there, and it did exactly what it needed to do, what it set out to do. People were in there sending music to each other. What do you think? Should I tweak this? Should I change this? What do you think about the artwork? And it quickly became a community of artists who not only talk about music, but talk about life and God and connect and just indie CHH and everything, prayer, laughter, meeting in person at different events throughout the year. It ends up being one of the most edifying groups I'm a part of, and it's not just music related. But now all those things that maybe 2 years ago, I want to be a part of a collective, or I want to be signed, or I want to be part of these guys, or I want to be part of these guys. Like, I now have that in this 40-person group of guys that I've gotten to know over the last 2 years. Not only do we make music together, but we actually know that we're all on the same team, right? And so that's just one example of building your own table. And we didn't even necessarily seek to do that. It just, work horizontally. We talk about work horizontally, does not vertically. I don't necessarily have to. Yeah, I'd love a feature from Lecrae or 1K Few, but do they know me? No. Does it make sense to me to work with them right now at the stage I'm at? Not necessarily. Why not work with the dozens of other artists that are on my exact same level, maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower, and all of us raise up together, right? That makes sense. That's how the Lecraes and the indie tribes started. They decided to work laterally and then rose up together from there. And I feel like that's what's happening with the group I'm currently in, and I feel like this is something that can be done relatively easily. Just get together with like-minded artists that you feel maybe similar follower counts, maybe similar content, similar goals, similar senses of humor, just people that you think are cool. Work with those people. Set out goals. Say, this is what I like about what they do. This is what I want to eventually do. This is what what I see myself doing, these goals that I feel are attainable, and go for them. Like, it is very easy to just say, I want to hop on that person's coattails. But then what happens if that doesn't work out? What if they go a different route? What if it's not what you think it's going to be? You will have control, and being able to make your own table ensures that, right? I feel like it's a term that gets thrown around a ton. I feel like I don't see a lot of examples of it. Maybe I'm not looking close enough, but I'd like to see it happening more, because it's a more long-term fix, if that makes sense. It's a more long-term plan to kind of, what is it? Be the change you want to see in the world, kind of that way. Be the thing you want to see in CHH. Make it. Be it. Do it. It sounds so cliche. I feel like I'm doing a TED Talk, but I really mean it, because it's not as hard as you think it is. Like, it just started with Q-Flow having an idea to make a group chat, and it went from there. Most of the things I've done that have been group-oriented started with a text chat, an iMessage chat, or a Telegram chat, and grew from there. There's a lot that can be done over the internet that way. So don't worry about, I want to get signed by them, or I want to be cool in their eyes, or I want to get a collab with that person. Work with those who are around you. Don't be afraid to speak to we're such a niche market. I promise you. There are a ton of CHH artists that are like, man, I wonder if there's any other CHH artists that feel like they don't have anyone to work with or talk to or want to be the next indie tribe, but they don't have the tribe yet. Like, I promise, you could just tweet something. Because I think that's what Q did. He just tweeted, I want to make a group chat where artists send in music and critique each other and give advice. And it happened, right? So, and I'm sure there's other examples out there. I'm just using my personal experience. But yeah, guys, I promise, building your own table, as cliche as it sounds, it's something that you should do. Don't worry about not being put on that person's playlist, or I didn't get a look from these guys, or I didn't win this contest. Make your own stuff. Do your own thing. Build your own dream. Shout out to Aaron. But it's facts. It's facts. I promise you will see exponential growth. And you won't feel like you have to be fake or use people or look for a handout. All right? Do your own thing. Build your own table. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I could do this all day. See you next time. Peace.